My name is Lauren.
My name is Mark.
I have experienced anxiety and have issues with anxiety.
I'm going to be talking a bit about social anxiety.
After I got some bad health news and I just kind of shut down.
As regards signs that, looking back, I'd see now as social anxiety, I always consider it just like typical awkwardness and like stereotypical that awkward moment kind of a thing.
I couldn't function. That's kind of the only way I can explain it. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep.
It was more so a case of like not being really comfortable starting up a conversation with people, not with strangers, like with like people at all.
I missed a lot of college because of it. I did. And I did fall behind. And it was tough. And then that made it worse because I was like, God damn, I'm falling behind. I'm not going to be able to get to this lab. And I know you can put in the sick notes, which I did, because there was a lot of times where I was in hospital and they were like, here, I'll give you a sick note. But there's only so many sick notes you can put in. You still need to catch up on the work.
Just these relatively basic tasks I was gonna kind of be disproportionately nervous about, like going into the teacher in secondary school to give a message or some such, kind of being late for class. And it's like, no, not wanting to go in at all. It was like, well, I've missed the first 5 minutes. I may as well not bother with the next 40.
I didn't actually do any clubs or societies even much last year. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I was just too consumed with what was happening, and then the anxiety attacks, and then I didn't want to go anywhere in case something would, I'd just start thinking about it and then I'd start crying, or I just want to go home.
I just berated myself for thinking, oh, things are so much harder for me. And I thought that I was just being egotistical or some such for being concerned about my own well-being. And that's very much not a good attitude to have.
I wanted to be at home all the time. And that's not like me. I love being up here. I
took part in the Participate program, which was a thing I did online through the university.
I came to counselling here. I know the first day I walked in the door, I could not even get through a session. I just couldn't speak. I just cried, I think, for the whole hour.
I got the email, which has the checklist of symptoms and red flags that would indicate that you have social anxiety. And I found that I was checking off a lot of them.
I cried and cried and cried, and then as the weeks progressed, by the time I finished my full length of sessions, I was like, oh, it's grand, I can talk about it now. It didn't feel this big, it felt this big.
What I found that helped was, in large part through the Participate program, what they taught me about how anxiety and anxious thoughts work.
I learned a load of tips to help with the attacks and the stress from it. I would have never, gained any of those tips from anybody else, but only coming here.
I didn't really know how to look after myself for the longest time, and I was always expecting too much of myself, and that's a bad thing as well. Overworking yourself, perfectionism, I suppose that could tie in.
When you hear people saying oh, I've mental health issues, and you're like, oh, that'll never happen to me, but it does happen to everyone. It's so common.
If you're feeling very overwhelmed with college work and you need to take some time off, that's okay. Your education is important, but your health is important too.
When something went wrong, you ran to Mammy and she fixed it pretty much. Mammy was, you do this and you do this and it'll be fixed. Or my sister or my brother or anyone, and they're like, but there's no one up here to tell me how to fix it, so I had to learn to fix it myself.
Even in the last few months, I have been getting better, and I can just get on with my life a bit more fully and be a bit more happy.
That was kind of my big thing. I felt really proud of myself for doing this by myself, and I coped and I'm fine by myself.